December 9th, 2016. Guys, just as we were talking about yesterday, the solar stream is still impacting us at close to 700 kilometers per second, and we've had another 6.9 in the Solomon Islands. And we had strong aftershocks throughout the night. I think there was about 33 quakes altogether, 4.5 or stronger, since this began yesterday with what was initially an 8.0 earthquake. Now, it's hard to get much information from the buoys at this point. It's not as strong as the first quake, but the buoys are still showing information from yesterday. They're still sounding around the entire ring of fire almost. Now, the activity has slowed down somewhat on the west coast. I want to go here, though, to show you one thing, and we've talked about this before. The scientists that study the Cascadia fault zone have said that it's locked and loaded. The energy is being stored. It cannot release at this point. And notice that quiet zone. This is earthquakes. The bottom, the 6.8, some per second. Guys, just a few minutes ago when I flipped over to check it before I had set up to do the video, it was at 702. And we're talking about 1.5 million miles per hour. That's how fast that is. Now, the solar stream, if you look at the bottom of this Aurora report, it will continue for 2 to 3 days in total. That's how long it's taking the Earth to travel through the solar stream. So as we look at the ACE real-time solar wind charts, notice the 750 is the top of this chart, and you've got a few spikes that touch that, and well above 700 throughout the night. Let's go back 3 days. Notice this chart starts on the 7th, down around 300 kilometers per second. That's our average speed. It's been going up, and we've seen the quakes increase with the solar wind speed. The point here is we're not out of the woods yet till that solar wind gets back down, starts dropping below 500. But at 700 kilometers per second, 1.56 million miles an hour, that's extreme amount of energy. Now you can see the temperature has gone up, even though it's starting to drop somewhat from the average. Density at the top in the green is going down again. That is the smoke and the wind effect. The more wind, the less smoke per cubic centimeter in that event. The faster it blows, the less dense it is. That's a good thing. But the radial wind speed in itself, at this particular speed, is enough to cause these earthquakes. You saw in the video last night where I showed you the exact timing of the events as they raced past the ACE satellite and struck the Earth shields, guys, transferring that energy to the ground. And you not only have the compression effects on the tectonic plates, but you have charged particles that are being transferred into the Earth itself. And you've seen the videos where we showed the magnetopause and the current of the sun striking for instance, the northern poles of the shield, that energy being transferred to the Earth's surface through the Hall currents. That's where you get your auroras. And they're talking about it's going to take 2 to 3 days for us to pass through this particular solar stream. And it's coming from that massive coronal hole. But we're 2 days into it. We're not past that yet. We're still getting the strong quakes. You're still seeing the peaks in the center chart that's showing our radial wind speed. Notice also in this 3-day chart that the chart goes up to 800 again. This is the center chart with the red lines in it. That's the radial speed. The other one went up to 750. And you can see that some of these peaks were thrown up very close to 800 kilometers per second. And you're approaching, guys, nearly 2 million miles an hour. When you're dealing with that amount of speed, just remember 700 is 1.56 million miles per hour. Tremendous impact. We're watching it, guys. It's a heads up. Be safe.